Good morning. Day 2 of full camp. Really good to get everybody here. Just have everybody out there on the stretch line, just getting everyone together for the first time always feels good after a long off season, and really good energy I thought yesterday. Really impressed. We've had the pitchers and catchers here for quite a while, and their progress has been outstanding. Really excited about some of the at-bats that we saw yesterday. Guys really putting in a lot of work in the offseason. You don't just show up and be able to do that without putting a lot of work in. So there's been a lot of our guys that have done that over the course of the winter, and that's exciting to see that. And we've got 2 more days before we take to the field. So lots of work to do yet, but really good first day, I thought.
I think I saw you out there for the BP rotation of your very boisterous outfield. What did you see from them, and just the energy that they were bringing on day one, especially?
Yeah, I mean, energy is such a big thing, and to have that kind of energy yesterday, and obviously getting together for the first time, and there's just a certain amount of energy around getting the group together at large. At the stretch line, just kind of having that initial energy boost. Getting in a BP cage for the first time with those guys, and they played so well together last year. Just getting them together now, and again, seeing all the work that they've put in over the course of the winter. These guys are ready to go, and that's, as a manager, that's a great spot to have your team in. They are they will be ready on Friday, and the energy they've brought already is really a good sign.
How excited are you to have those 3 guys together consistently for a full season? I mean, Randy doesn't come to a deadline. Robles was banged up. Julio was banged up at different times. It just didn't seem like they were all 3 together as consistently as you might have wanted last year.
Yeah, it's an extremely dynamic group out in the outfield for sure. And, those guys played so well down the stretch and were a big part of the offense. And you look at, where they are in the lineup, right towards the top of the lineup. And what they brought was energy. They bring aggression to the bases. And I think the aggression on the bases can help the hitter in the box as well. So there's so much that they can do to a pitching staff, to a defense that really sets the tone for the game. And really excited to have that starting day one. That's a big part of our offense.
Dan, how's JP looking at injuries last year, and then he's involved in everything in that infield? Is he the closest thing to a captain on this ball club?
Yeah, I mean, JP, obviously, when you look at him yesterday, he came down here a couple days early and getting a chance to get here, get settled. But what he did yesterday, like just watching his ground ball routine, I love watching the infielders. It's just so smooth, and JP's, top of the list on that. And just watching his at-bats yesterday, really good at-bats off of guys that were throwing hard. And again, that shows a lot of work that went into the offseason. And I think he's poised to really take it by storm this year, and looks like he is ready to go. And I know, in talking with him over the offseason, like his energy to get started was palpable. He was just so excited. So he is a huge part. When you have a position like a shortstop, that's the captain on the infield, and he is certainly that for sure. And he brings so much more to our clubhouse as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him, and how it all plays out, because he has definitely put the work in.
How much can being a first-time father just change your perspective, especially when it's in the middle of your baseball career? You know what your life was like before, and now you know what it could be like after.
Yeah, I mean, I know in my case it's a game changer, as it is in most people's lives, and that manifests itself in a lot of different ways. And I think it can definitely work in a positive direction, and I'm looking for. We're going to have a lot of new dads, I think, this year, but I think definitely something that does affect you in a very positive direction.
You've talked about that outfield, and you talk about a leader like JP, veterans in the outfield and the infield. Another veteran
Mitch Haniger? What, just kind of hopes, expectations for him at this camp.
Yeah, I mean, Hanny's, he's one of these guys that has been around this league, has a ton of experience, and can really help your club, bring that leadership, provide mentorship to a lot of guys, and he's again a guy that works so hard in the offseason, gets himself prepared, and he's ready to go as well. And again, having all these guys in that position is great, and Mitch is certainly the leader of the pack in that regard, and obviously we'll look to him for a lot of leadership with this group.
With him in particular, just like the way the roster constructed, it seems like it could be kind of a crunch in terms of like consistent playing time. You see that DH avenue as kind of the clearest path for him to kind of carve out a role.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll just see how the spring goes. I mean, there's a lot of question marks. We haven't even gotten to a game yet, so it's hard to know how it's all going to play out. But certainly, his ability to swing the bat, his experience in the league, all that plays, and does a great job in the outfield for us. So we'll just see how the chips fall and see once we start playing games how everything plays out.
You touched on it yesterday a little bit, but I think there was a moment yesterday. I looked to the right. There's Alvin Davis. There's Jay Buhner arriving. And there's Ichiro. Some coaching with you. Some just coming to support you. And Jay, what does it mean to have all these former M's here helping or showing support to this organization?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'm grateful that you asked that. I think we're pretty fortunate here in this organization to have so many people around that are alumni that used to be a part of the Mariner family. It's an extended family situation, and these guys just love the organization, and they love helping younger players. They love bringing what they can to help this club be a better team. And when you have the type of players that they were, but the type of people they were, you want that around. I tell people all the time, I want to be Alvin Davis when I grow up. He's just a solid person and a man of character. And Jay Buhner was one of my teammates for a long period of time and so good in the clubhouse. And then you look at Edgar and you look at Ichiro, or Hall of Fame players, Cooperstown type players, and that brings brings everybody's level up. They and you look at Cammy's here and Franklin Gutierrez and Tom Wilhelmsen. These are guys that just love being here, love being a part of it, and love supporting this club. And I can't thank them enough for spending the time and being around, and I think our guys, they enjoy it as well. They enjoy the old school stories, I'm sure, but they can also glean a lot from these guys, and I'm grateful that they're here to offer that.
What responsibilities did you give Bone for Jay?
He's just going to float. Jay's going to go where Jay's going to go, and again, I think clubhouse leadership is so important, and he was the best, and so. Just sharing his the way he approached it, sharing the stories that he has, awesome stuff.
If you had to pick one to put in the lineup right away, who's ready to go? Ichiro?
Ichiro, no doubt about it. Yeah, probably leadoff spot. Yeah.